Some of you might be asking, Micah, why are you starting the podcast with Hisako's theme from Killer Instinct? Because it sounds good. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 5 launch and the trailers that were debuted. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite comic books of all time for the pick of the week, plus Turf Wars. Yeah. So let's get to it. My name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin. You are not ready.
No, you're not. Welcome to Micah and The Hatman. So, let's go ahead and get us started. I read some comic books, believe it or not.
Did you read yours?
Well, of course I read my own, but I needed some time to read one of my biggest inspirations. Hey, man, how versed are you in Warren Ellis?
Not that much.
Really?
Really.
You should be.
Probably. Educate me.
Well, what I did this week, and I'm sorry, I'm also eating food.
Lunchy stream, y'all.
So, I read through 2 runs of his this week. The first was Stormwatch. The second was The Authority. One leads into the other. So here's the thing about Stormwatch. Stormwatch, as a comic, is one of those concepts that was created by Jim Lee during the Wildstorm days. That and Wildcats. And the thing about those particular books is that there is a how do I put this? There's 2 eras to Wildstorm. Wildstorm being, the part of Image that was under Jim Lee. That later got sold to DC Comics as a secondary imprint. The first era of Wildstorm is what I call the artist era, where basically all the stuff from Image was being done by artists for artists to put out a bunch of really cool looking art, but they're basically doing the X-Men. Youngblood is the X-Men. Wildcats is the X-Men. Stormwatch was the X-Men. All of it was fucking X-Men, basically. Except for Spawn, which was basically Ghost Rider and Venom put together. And not really, but that's how people perceived it. And the writing, like the actual story of a lot of those books, fucking trash. Like, I would dare anybody in the chat, without going on Wikipedia, can any of you name one of Youngblood's villains? Can anyone? I can't either. Nobody fucking knows. So, and if you know the Wildcats, you could probably name one villain, and it's Hellspawn. Nobody knows the rest of them. So, the problem, generally speaking, with it is that the writing was not good at all. Nothing was memorable about it. What are the arcs that everybody talks about with Wildcats? Well, it's when Alan Moore took over and Jim Lee wasn't even doing the fucking art anymore. What is the most notable run on Stormwatch? It's when Warren Ellis did it. Writers are necessary. You know? So when it comes right down to it, this is, in my opinion, the definitive run, the definitive time in Wildstorm. When it was at its strongest is when it had really good writers taking on the properties, and Warren Ellis took over Stormwatch and basically reinvented it in a very positive way. He took the weatherman of Henry Bendix and basically made him a sociopath who was running the most powerful group of superheroes in the world. Outside of, like, the Wildcats had Mr. Majestic, but, mostly speaking, like, they had more numbers. They were more powerful. One thing he actually puts in there, and he says, it would only take 20 superhumans to destroy the world. And he's like, that's exactly how many people I have in Stormwatch. And he's like, you use me to keep the world in check, or we will take the world over. But that's compelling shit. It's scary when you think about it. And what Warren Ellis does in those stories is he takes the superhero and the super team concept, and he's able to actually look at it and deconstruct it in a way that's not fucking pretentious. And that's one thing that's always been interesting about Warren Ellis, is that he's one of those few writers who can do deconstruction and it actually is compelling. Chaos Sonic says, since Micah is a Jew writing a black character, I take it he's the next Jack Kirby. No, I'm the next Stan Lee. But, because Stan Lee was, Jack Kirby did the art, Stan Lee was the writer. But anyway, and trust me, I will take any comparison to Stan Lee you give me. But anyway, when it comes right down to it, this particular story, what it is about, or what Stormwatch is about a super team that is reconstructed into 3 different teams within one. There's Stormwatch Blue, Stormwatch Red, and Stormwatch Black. Basically, they have one team that is sort of the public face, they have another team that is in for more lethal proceedings, and then they have a Black Ops group, which is a small group made up of 3 people. And then what the story does is it follows the last days of the team, all the way up until the Authority, where former Stormwatch members create their own super group, super team, and basically take over the role, but with a much more peaceful or world-friendly way of doing things. They don't want to rule the world, but they damn sure want to try to make it better than it is. It is probably one of the best team stories you will ever read in your lifetime. So for those of you who want recommendations, get your pens. So if you go on Comixology, if you want to get this digital, you're going to pick up Stormwatch Volume 1 and Stormwatch Volume 2. They will specifically say that they are written by Warren Ellis. Pick up both of them. It's oddly enough, it's not actually Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's just Volume 1 and Volume 2 of what Warren Ellis did. From there, you're also going to want to pick up Wildcats Aliens, because it actually ties into Stormwatch. Then, you're going to want to pick up The Authority Volume 1. That is Warren Ellis' run on the book. Up until he walked away from it to do, just to focus on Planetary, which was the other book that he was doing at the time. So, needless to say, probably some of the greatest books I've ever written, or I've ever read. Warren Ellis is an amazing writer, to say the least. I mean, look at Castlevania. Definitely one of my top recommendations whenever it comes to comics. It's fucking phenomenal. I love this book. So, Hatman, you're awful quiet.
No, just listening.
Fair enough. Well, let's move on. So the PlayStation 5. It is a thing.
Good thing.
Looks like a router.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate the color scheme.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the PlayStations to be black.
I don't mind it. But then again, I also opted to get an Xbox One once the white version came out, because at the time that was the exclusive for Sunset Overdrive. And then, of course, the PS4, I opted for the anniversary edition because you can't beat that classic gray look. PS5 sponsored by Seto Kaiba. Yeah, it does kind of look like a Kaiba Corp production, doesn't it?
We don't know much about it. We just know it exists. There's no launch date for it either. But they did debut quite a few different game trailers with it.
Yep. Not a lot of gameplay, I noticed.
Mm-hmm. What was a game that stood out to you?
Ironically enough, it was the new Ratchet and Clank, and if only because they showed actual gameplay of it, and it's just it's weird because I was looking at a lot of the minor details there and like, that's kind of cool, like that's little tiny things that just work for immersion. That's cool. I might actually pick up a Ratchet and Clank game for the first time in 10 or so years. And then I found out that Sam Maggs worked on it.
Yeah.
Into the garbage it goes. Damn shame. Hitman 3 also looked like Hitman, which is, a little interesting. And is it just me, or did Gran Turismo 7 look more like Forza than a Gran Turismo game?
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Sam Maggs worked on what? Sam Maggs was writing the new Ratchet and Clank game for, I think she said, a year and a half before she left Insomniac. She's not working on it anymore, obviously, but if her fingerprints are on it, I don't want it.
Yeah. She's no longer with the company, which is good because she's terrible.
Yeah.
Sam Meggs is legitimately one of the worst writers I think I've ever seen in entertainment. She's fuck awful. She's worse than Anthony Birch is. Anthony Birch is pretty terrible.
Anthony Birch is pretty bad.
All he knows how to do is he just steals memes from Facebook and puts them in Borderlands games. So, yeah. That's a big no. Like, I did a review of the fucking Spider-Man DLC, and she turned Spider-Man from a sensible human being into a simp. He acted nothing like he did in the main game, in the downloadable content. Nothing. Like, it was fucking bad. And then there was also a Miles Morales game. Well, first it was presented as a game, announced. Then, after, oddly enough, a little public backlash, they actually specified that they're remastering the PS4 Spider-Man game, and that the Miles Morales thing is actually just an expansion pack. It's not a full game.
Is it? Because
Yes.
Insomniac has said it's a standalone game, and Sony is saying that it's just an expansion
Yeah, and
for a
I would
PS5
probably take
remaster.
Sony's word on this because they're the ones who contracted them to do it.
I have no idea.
So, but what didn't help is one of the writers on it is a fucking Antifa supporter.
God damn it.
Insomniac is just fucking awful with hiring writers. Like, do they not vet these people?
I don't think they care because I think the people in power are not looking at quality anymore and just looking at faces and Twitter bios and are like, "Yep, them." And it's a damn shame. Are there any writers coming out of college who aren't Antifa?
Makes me wonder,
Probably.
dude. But
There probably are. The problem is they don't know the right people. I think nepotism does need to be, yeah, that does need to be blamed a little bit too.
yeah. Now there are some positives though. A couple things I'm specifically looking very forward to. First off is Demon Souls is being remade. Now, I have only played a little bit of Demon Souls. I do own it. I just haven't been in the mood to play it lately. But allow me to actually show some people the screenshots real quick. Like, here's one of them here. Like, the game looks beautiful. And it's being remade by the same people who did the Shadow of the Colossus remake. Yeah, it looks fucking phenomenal, dude. It looks awesome. The second thing, I think this kind of goes for both of us. Resident Evil 8.
It's funny because watching the trailer for it, it's like you think Resident Evil based on 7, and then you're like, I don't know. And then like you see Village there. And I'm like, hold on a second. I noticed like the cuts in the L's there. I'm like, that's Resident Evil 8. And then of course there it fucking goes. There's the logo there. That looks really fucking cool. And also Chris Redfield voiding it up again. I'm down.
Oh, yeah.
So the lingering question is though, what did Leon Kennedy fuck up this time?
Yeah, that is a good question. Because it's in Europe. And the last time we were in Europe was with Leon. Actually, no, we were. It's just as. I'm sorry. Whatchamacallit? Okay, 9 o'clock. Sorry, I was just checking my schedule. The it has some RE4 vibes, but a lot more horror oriented.
Right.
The archaeology looks like something out of Romania, which of course is fucking classic horror, you know. one of the enemies looks like a fucking werewolf. And you also see an Umbrella logo. Holy Ninja Toast said, didn't the trailer make Chris look like a villain? Yeah, that's the interesting thing about it. Because what you notice is he says, I'm sorry to the lead character of Ethan. And it looks like he shoots Ethan's wife several times in the chest with the Albert handgun. And the Albert handgun is a specifically anti-BOW weapon that loaded with a certain type of round can prevent regeneration. Which both he and Mia are capable of doing because of their exposure to that fungus in the last game. So it makes you wonder, why would Chris do that? Because Chris Redfield is not the type of person to just shoot somebody for no fucking reason. You know? So it makes me wonder what's going on. I have a theory. In one of the games that came out, I think it was like Umbrella Corps or something like that. The final mission of the game is securing the body of Albert Wesker. And it takes place after 5. I think they're bringing him back. I think that's what's going to happen here. I think they're bringing him back, and the mold from the last game has something to do with it, alongside the connections.
Brace yourselves. Complete global saturation.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm a big Resident Evil fan, obviously. But I think that's what's going to happen. I have a feeling that what the connections wanted to do was start research in the process of bringing back Albert Wesker. I think that the connections is actually Tricell. So. All right, let's move on. So, Hatman.
Yeah.
What is a TERF?
A TERF is a trans-exclusionary radical feminist. It's somebody who, believes in women's rights, but only for women, not the people who just call themselves women.
So, how exactly does this play into the whole J.K. Rowling thing?
Because J.K. Rowling believes that biological sex is a thing. And she thinks that women, females, specifically females, are defined by their sexual characteristics, including chromosomal makeups. And even though, you can claim to be trans, you will never know the true experience of what it is like to be a woman unless you were born a woman.
Which is true.
It's not wrong. Biologically speaking, scientifically speaking, it's not wrong. But apparently she's a TERF because she just said that trans women aren't women, even though that's not what she said. So now there are calls to pretty much cancel not just her, but all of Harry Potter. As in, do not support this franchise anymore, because in supporting it, you are supporting J.K. Rowling. Also, apparently, it was really, really racist and sexist and transphobic this whole time. And we knew about it, but we didn't actually know about it because now we're just finding out. So our childhoods are ruined and tainted. And I'm hearing rumors, mind you, just rumors, that the American Library Association is going to recommend that the Harry Potter series be pulled from children's bookshelves, children's libraries, basically, because it goes against their values of inclusion. All because the author made people mad on Twitter.
Yep.
So, apparently death of the author is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. Darkhold donates $1 and says, "This is what happens when you pander to fan fiction writers." Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah. I and that's the thing though. Like I don't understand why suddenly there's an issue with her, because she basically outed Dumbledore way after the last book came out. You know, after everything was said and done. And she got shat on for, well, there wasn't any real representation. Okay, did you miss the whole, he dressed kind of flamboyantly thing? Like, I get it as stereotypical, but even then, like, he was a character first, and his sexuality was so unimportant that it wasn't mentioned once. Is that wrong? Is that bad? And the new calls are, well, Hermione was literally just the girl who did Harry's homework. You mean the one who literally was responsible for saving his ass on multiple occasions, figuring out all the shit that he couldn't do by himself because he was, in some cases, too stupid to do so? Like, she is kind of the unsung hero of the series, not gonna lie. Oh, Cho Chang. Isn't that kind of a dumb Asian name because it's stereotypical? Is it a dumb stereotypical Asian name if there are Asian, specifically Chinese people with the name Cho Chang? Like, okay. I mean, it's not like she named the character Ching Chong Ding Dong, for God's sake. And then, of course, there's the whole bullshit over Severus Snape, which is too goddamn long, and I'm not going to get into that at all. But the point remains. Because she has been canceled for her opinions, everything that she has touched must also be infected with her evil, and therefore needs to be cut away, lest it infect us. And we also have to justify hating it now, despite the fact that we loved it as kids, and we were so influenced by it that all of our political signs were based off of it.
Yeah.
I suppose that is a positive to get out of this. Harry Potter fans will actually have to read another book now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't get it. Like, if you don't want to support her anymore, if you say, okay, well, that's not for me. I don't look up to her anymore. Okay, that's fine. But to use a woke argument, your childhood isn't being ruined. It's not being damaged. Nothing has fundamentally changed. You still have those memories. You still enjoyed everything. Get over yourselves. And yes, Lord of the Rings is objectively better, and so is Chronicles of Narnia. I won't say a damn thing about A Wrinkle in Time because I did not like it.
It was okay.
I didn't like it. And Charles Wallace pissed me off.
All right, let's move on to our final topic of the day. Canceling Magic cards.
Hey! So, I have a question. What is racist about a card called Crusade?
I don't know, but hold on a second. Holy Ninjato says they don't need to read another book if they continue reading manga. How do you think they got the idea of having superhero books about food and bathrooms? Yeah, slice of life is cancer. People wonder why I hate slice of life. That's fucking why it invaded Western comic books. Chaos Sonic donates a buck, says, considering she's helping with Fantastic Beasts, also they gonna cancel her for supporting Johnny Depp? Good question. Okay.
They did actually try that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's, there's nothing racist about Crusade.
No.
Because for Crusades are holy.
Yes.
Deus Vult.
Deus Vult in fucking deed. So, they are banning these cards from play, removing their images from their database, and on top of that, TCG Player, which is the largest online retailer of trading cards, has now dropped all of these. As in, you cannot sell it, you cannot buy them. You have to look elsewhere if you want these cards. And in some cases, they've already experienced price spikes. Thank you, eBay. The following cards are Invoke Prejudice, which features Klansmen on it. Black Hooded Klansmen. The artist
So it's a Democratic National Convention card.
Well, it is a blue card. So, but the artist was actually apparently a Nazi, or at least put lots of Nazi symbolism in his artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And the ID number of the card was equally unfortunate, 1488.
Oh Jesus!
So yeah, that one's a little bit understandable, even though for many years I always saw it as, making fun of the Klan. But whatever. So the next one is a card called Cleanse. Okay, what's so wrong with this? Cleanse destroys all black creatures. That's the color black, as in the color identity. This would mean like, zombies and whatnot.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's racist because destroy all black creatures. Similarly, we have Crusade, which is Deus Vult, which buffs white creatures. So nope, no more of that. And it's funny because Crusade actually was seeing play in some decks, mostly Commander decks, but anyway. And then we have Stone Throwing Devils. This card, I don't understand at all why it was banned. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nobody can seem to figure it out because the artwork doesn't seem offensive or racist in any way. So, okay. Prattish Gypsies is next, and that one I can sort of understand because gypsy is a slur to some people. Imprison is another one that the artwork depicts what looks like a black dude in an iron mask. So slavery, so banned. And then, because you can't have a crusade, you also can't have a jihad.
Magic is fucking weird.
Magic is fucking weird. So, yep, Magic has apparently solved the Crusades and the Muslim conquests as well. And hooray! What the fuck did we gain from this? I don't know.
I don't know either. It also doesn't help that they're also trying to cancel some people who do the art for these. So, for those who don't know, I have a good friend named Andrew Huerta. Andrew was a Comicsgate guy. Given current divides in the community, he's decided just to go his own way. He's still doing comics and stuff like that, and he still wants to work with people who are in CG, such as myself. We're probably going to bring him on to do the next cover of Inglewood, which, if you've never seen Andrew's work, Andrew Huerta's amazing. But he has apparently done work for Wizards before, and because of his association with Comicsgate, they tried to cancel him too. Keep in mind, these are white people who are Antifa sympathizers trying to cancel a Latino man. Yeah. Chaos Sonic says, shame on Magic the Gathering for thinking black people are zombies, and he's being sarcastic. But yeah. This is nonsense. And yeah. Wizards of the Coast, of course, this is basically bending the knee.
Oh, absolutely.
And between them and Games Workshop, who have also done the same thing, they're basically giving their fans the finger. And they're basically saying that the things that they're actually agreeing, yes, the things that you love are racist. I have a problem with this because it shows a lack of willingness to put your foot down whenever it comes to expression. You know?
Torin points out that the card Army of Allah is still available.
Of course it is.
Let's see. Yep, Army of Allah and shit. There was another one from Arabian Nights that I don't fucking remember which one it was.
This is why it stands, oddly enough, to the fan to stand up to these types. You know? Chaos Sonic throws in a buck. Is this goodbye to Exterminatus? No, I'm going to keep hitting that button.
No. That's ours. Fuck that.
Yeah. When it comes right down to it, somebody's going to stick up for it. You know? And at the end of the day, it's going to be the people who love it. And if the companies won't put their feet down to the mob, the fans are going to inevitably.
And that's the thing. Wizards has tried to get woke for quite some time now. I mean, between explicitly putting people on the pro circuit, I can't call it the pro tour anymore because that doesn't exist, but putting them on the pro circuit because they are trans or because they are women, instead of the fact that, you know, they've achieved some high up point and play. Like, keep in mind, a lot of these people are just streamers.
Yeah,
that's the extent of their professionalism in Magic. What does it gain for them? Just social clout? Because I've seen more and more people drop Magic than actually get into it as a result. They've diversified their cast of characters. You know, they've tried to put, you know, a diverse group of people in front of cameras for competitive play. What's next? And now I'm hearing calls that, you know, all the card designers need to be black. Okay, what is it going to do for the game though? Like, how is that going to bring keep using the word. How is that going to bring in a diverse player base? How is that going to contribute to the idea that Magic is a game for everyone?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the people that I still see playing it, well, the ones that are left at least, are white dudes in their 30s with disposable income. It's about it.
Pretty much. All right, we need to move on to Q&A. Chaos Sonic donated $1 though, and he said, "We do have a replacement for Warhammer in a way if the Emperor had text to speech." All right, before we start Q&A, shameless plug once again. 3 Nights 4 Days Part 1 is available. Link is in the description, and we are almost at 50%. Like seriously,
Yes.
we're like hanging right there, guys.
I do want to issue a correction because someone had a concern. I don't remember who it was in the last podcast about the secret perk. You do get 2 comics in that.
Yeah.
It's not just 1 comic for more expensive. You are getting 2 in that. So it's $50, 2 comics, $25. So it evens out that way.
Yep.
So hopefully that alleviates any kind of concern with the secret perk. Which, if you have not gotten it, by the way, and you were on the email list, let me know so I can send you that link, or check your spam folder and make sure. The sending email should be sleeveless@hatman.net.
Yep.
So just make sure that you've got that either in your address book or marked as not spam, because that's where we're going to be sending out emails regarding Sleeveless comic stuff through MailChimp, because that's what we got to deal with right now. Indiegogo is a shit sometimes.
All right. Let's go ahead and move. Let's see what we got for the Q&A. So Matchstick wants to know, how would you handle an American Dad parody of Berserk? By burning it, because I don't like American Dad.
Why? Why?
I've never liked that show.
No, not why don't you like American Dad, but why would the idea of that thing ever come about?
I hope it never does. Fuck that, dude. Seth MacFarlane hasn't been funny in a decade. I was in college the last time he was funny. Next question. Daniel Parker. Who are some of our favorite movie cops? His are Dirty Harry, John McClane, and Alex Murphy. Well, you kind of just picked all of mine. Alex Murphy, definitely my favorite. Spider Nick wants to know, how would I write Miles Morales? And no, you can't just say kill him off. Well, god damn it. But I wanna. God, what would I do? I'd get him out of New York, and I'd give him a different spider-oriented name, and I would start making his own fucking rogues gallery. That's what I would do. Because at this point, he really is just a tokenized Peter Parker.
Put him in Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta would be good. Chicago would be another good place.
I would say Atlanta, because I can't think of any superhero that operates out of or comes from Atlanta.
I can't either.
I'd say go for it. Plus, if you want to play the Black History thing, perfect. There you go. Spider Robin. Oh my
god. Holy Insta says, how would you rework Camilla Khan? No, you can't just kill her either and stick with the original concept. Powers you can change. Like I've said before, I'm dead serious when I say I would have her renounce Islam, start eating bacon, go on a fucking spree, and completely get away from everything that they've tried to place on her and turn her into an adult character. In fact, I would have her start fucking a white Christian. Or a Jew.
I think it would actually be interesting to have a story of her having a bit of a crisis of faith, because her feminist leanings go against the teachings of Islam,
Yeah, exactly.
and that could lead to her denouncing one or both.
Oh yeah, I'd completely strip
So
her of that. I would completely destroy it.
yeah,
I would tear every single bit of it away.
there's your deconstruction of Kamala Khan
Oh
there.
yeah, I would completely deconstruct her. Completely. I'd pull everything to pieces. Fuck all that. I'd get rid of that. I'd redesign her costume. I'd do all of it, man. I'd just fucking destroy it. Everything that was built, I would fucking wreck. Because it's fucking pretentious and it's pandering and it's poorly written. King Bean wants to know, how much feedback are you willing to listen to fans of your comics? The creator of My Hero Academia was sent death threats and harassment due to the fact that he didn't listen to fan demands. I always take constructive criticism very seriously.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah,
don't listen to Karens.
there's a difference between feedback and demands, of
Yeah.
course.
I have basically said in the past that if you demand that I ship 2 characters, I'm going to kill them off. Because Donnie Cates had to go through that, and he, that's what I would have. That's what I would have said. Is like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm a very anti-Karen person.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely listen to constructive criticism. Alistair wants to know, with Bernie Burns quitting Rooster Teeth and company going on indefinite hiatus after firing Joel, the RVB co-founder, and many more employees following the fallout of the riots, do you think the end of Rooster Teeth is imminent? Oh yeah, they're fucked.
Yep. Joel got fired for being a conservative. So Rooster Teeth is done for. They're done. They'll probably restructure themselves as a series of like independent studios. So like whoever is working on fucking Ruby will be their own gig basically.
Yeah.
But no, I think Rooster Teeth as a whole is Dunzo, gone, rest in peace.
Okay. Let's see here.
Right. Into the chat we go. I really want to answer this.
Sorry, hold on. Like, the world's exploding outside of things, and it's...
Well, fuck it. Tell it to stop.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and start picking stuff from the chat.
Okay, I really want to answer this. Derek Mozzarella asks, how would you rewrite Halo 4 and 5?
I haven't played Halo 4, so I can't say.
I would... Okay, you know all the spoilers of Halo 4, yes?
No.
You don't?
I don't know anything about Halo 4.
God damn it. Fuck. So basically, don't spoil it for you then.
Yes, please don't.
Okay. I would... Oh, God. This is going to be kind of difficult for me, but I'm going to try. I would not significantly rewrite Halo 4 because Halo 4 has a way, way better story than people really give it credit for, I think. However, I would make Halo 5... I would base that around Master Chief trying to reintegrate himself with Blue Team, ultimately failing at it, despite the fact that the rest of the squad is, really, trying to help him out. Failing at that and going on his own, like, personal discovery quest, building off of the events of Halo 4, and ultimately that would lead him to some real talk with Dr. Halsey, where I'm not sure if he would accept her as a mother figure, a parent figure, or if he would ultimately reject it. I'm not sure if I want him to like accept his role as the defender of humanity as a Spartan, or if he wants to change and be human, be his own person, and sort of lashes out at Halsey for stealing his humanity from him. But I would make it a very, very personal journey, and it would be just Chief. It would not have the fucking Locke. I don't even know if it would have Arbiter in it, as much as I love the Arbiter. But
okay. There's a couple donations we missed. Chaos Sonic put it in a buck, says, forgot, you talk about Bendis leaving Superman after the internet thing. Has it actually been confirmed that he's leaving Superman? I haven't seen confirmation of that yet. And then Gangrel44 says, did you guys show and review the trailer for Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood yet? Have you seen that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's do that real quick. Because we're going to have to take off a little early today. Because I got people who are DMing me all over the place. I need to fix something. So
then I guess overflow questions.
Yes, go ahead and start taking overflow questions. We're going to have to end it after this.
Going to be a big overflow.
Yep. So, sorry about that, guys. It's just some insanities going on, and I got to go fucking fix it, because I am apparently the man who fixes everything in the world.
You're the electrician.
I guess.
Or the plumber.
Okay, this has an IGN fucking thing on it, so I can't do that.
Okay. Alright, tell me when.
Hold on. People are throwing money at me. Alright, Fender donated $3, says, opinion on the few Warhammer channels trying to cancel Arch Warhammer to create more subs and a lot of money to him. Anybody who tries to cancel anybody else is a fucking asshole. It's just sort of my general thought. Okay, I've got it queued up, I think.
Yep.
No, I don't. Hold on.
Nope. Okay.
There we go. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
As a result of deforestation, oxygen in the atmosphere
Ooh, this looks pretty.
brink of extinction, putting us in a vital emergency.
For you.
I don't know why, but I'm getting some Gears of War trail vibes from this.
That's not the one that I saw. That's weird.
Most important leaf in the universe. Oh, nope, somebody shot the tree.
Well, either way, I know the trailer that people are talking about. It's okay, I just don't know anything about Werewolf the Apocalypse. So I can't really say much.
The leaf got Thanos snapped.
Alright, Hatman. We're going to go ahead and have to bring this to the close a little bit early. So, anybody, put your overflow questions in the chat. And we will go ahead and get to them. It's going to be a bigger overflow, I guess. So, if you enjoyed the show, please hit the like button for me. And we will return. Hatman, any final words?
Nope, I got nothing.
Hatman has nothing. All right, folks. We'll see you next time. Until then, my name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Bellin. I'm being abruptly cut off.
Yes. We'll see you guys next time. Davis Volt.
Davis Volt.